So we are subsidizing a project that'll blow through our carbon budget with 125 megatons of additional carbon. It's 125 million tons of additional carbon.
Trudeau took the step of even naming an ambassador. There is no reason why it took him that long. Also, we can show resolve. We can stand up for ourselves. And as Prime Minister, I will pull the funding from the China-run Asian Infrastructure Bank.
And absent Justin Trudeau was the primary target for opposition leaders last evening during the first debate of the federal election campaign, but his rivals managed to bloody one another as well. Trudeau gave the Maclean City TV debate a pass, preferring to spend his time at a rally in Edmonton. Even before they took to the debate stage in Toronto, his rivals accused Trudeau of cowardice, afraid to defend what they described as his abysmal record. But some of the sharpest exchanges during the debate saw opposition leaders attacking each other, particularly the NDP's Jagmeet Singh and the Greens' Elizabeth May, who, polls suggest, are locked in a potentially existential battle for third place. Both portrayed Trudeau's Liberals and Andrew Scheer's Conservatives as establishment parties that cater to the wealthy and vied to present themselves as the real progressive alternative. Scheer, for the most part, kept his sights trained on Trudeau, lambasting him for running up massive deficits despite promising in 2015 that he would return the federal budget to balance after a few years of modest red ink. He warned that a re-elected Liberal government will raise taxes to pay off the accumulating debt and promised a Conservative government would live within its means and return to budgetary balance within 5 years. But both Singh and May countered that Scheer would cut taxes for the wealthy and cut services for the rest. And on foreign policy, they accused him of being a clone of U.S. President Donald Trump. May said, "I realize if anyone wants to know where you stand, just figure out what Trump wants. You will do what Trump wants. He might as well be the ventriloquist, and you're Charlie McCarthy." 11 people disqualified from applying to open a cannabis store are asking an Ontario court to halt the licensing process while they challenge their rejection. The group is seeking a judicial review of the lottery system used to select applicants after they were chosen and then deemed ineligible. The Alcohol and Gaming Commission of Ontario said last month the group had failed to meet a deadline to file documents required for the application to proceed. The group disputes that finding. At a hearing yesterday, lawyers for the AGCO argued that putting licensing on hold would impact the integrity of the process and be unfair to others seeking to apply. Judy Im said that after the group was disqualified, 11 others were selected from a waiting list and given the chance to apply. She noted a stay would affect those applicants. Robin Lindley, who represents some of the newly chosen applicants, said his clients have already taken steps to meet the application criteria and deadlines. But lawyers for the 11 eliminated applicants argued the decisions of the new applicants should have no bearing on their clients and their challenge. Also at issue is whether the province's cannabis law would allow the rejected applicants to sue the Crown for damages. Lawrence Gridden, who represents the group, said the legislation precludes such action, which means that his clients have no other recourse. The judge said that issue would affect his findings as to whether the group risks irreparable harm if a stay is granted. In an effort to keep customers informed on the upcoming rebuild of a substation, PUC is inviting customers to participate in a community information night. The Come and Go style event is scheduled for September 18th next week from 6 p.m. to 8 at PUC's main office on 2nd Line. The substation identified for replacement is located on 3rd Line behind Prowse Motors. The current substation supplies power to approximately 2,400 customers and services a large portion of the city's north end. The existing substation has reached the end of its useful life. The construction phase is set to begin in the spring of 2020. As part of the information session, PUC will deliver a presentation outlining how the rebuild will affect customers in the area, the benefits of an upgraded substation, and the project timeline. The evening will also include a question and answer period where customers will have the opportunity to ask PUC reps questions about the project. A former deputy commissioner of the OPP will speak publicly today for the first time since he was fired by the province. Brad Blair is holding a news conference in which he's expected to outline the next steps in his legal fight with the Progressive Conservative government. The veteran officer was fired in March after a high-ranking public servant alleged Blair had contravened his legal and ethical responsibilities. Blair had asked the courts to force the provincial ombudsman to investigate government attempts to hire a longtime friend of Premier Doug Ford as OPP commissioner. He has also launched a defamation suit against Ford himself, alleging the premier damaged Blair's reputation when he accused him of breaking the Police Services Act. Blair's lawyers say he will also speak about his efforts to safeguard the independence and credibility of the provincial police service.